It is on the way right now, friends. More and more fourth stimulus checks have been approved, and Congress is taking big action this week to establish new financial assistance programs. Millions of Social Security, SSI, SSDI, and RRB beneficiaries will be able to claim this new relief. Many states have announced their action plan to address the rising cost of living in their states for their residents. This is wonderful news, friends. President Biden has also made an announcement on how the White House plans to further lower prices for the American people. So friends, please make sure you watch until the end of this video, because I will be bringing you up to date on everything that you need to know about these fourth stimulus checks. To say thank you for watching, I'm giving away 4 $75 Walmart gift cards every week. Please make sure you enter the giveaways by clicking and liking several of my videos, and then commenting below the keyword of each video that you watch. The more videos that you comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways.
As we learned Friday, the economy created 266,000 jobs in April. In fact, altogether, since the time we took office, we've created more than 1.5 million jobs in the country. It's the most jobs created in the first 100 days of any president on record, more than 3 times the solid job creation that President Carter saw in his first 100 days, and more than 6 times what President Reagan saw. In the 3 months before I got here, our country was creating roughly 60,000 jobs a month. In the 3 months since we've gotten here, we've been creating on average 500,000 jobs per month. In the first quarter, our economy grew at 6.4% rate, outpacing the growth we're seeing from our friends in the Eurozone. Because of the American Rescue Plan, forecasters are projecting we'll see the fastest economic growth in nearly 40 years in the months to come. We're moving in the right direction. So let's be clear, our economic plan is working. I never said, and no serious analyst ever suggested, that climbing out of the deep, deep hole our economy was in would be simple, easy, immediate, or perfectly steady. Remember, 22 million Americans lost their jobs in this pandemic. So, some months will exceed expectations, others will fall short. The question is, what is the trend line? Are we headed in the right direction? Are we taking the right steps to keep it going? And the answer clearly is yes. I also want to offer a bit more detail on the month's jobs numbers in particular. These monthly reports are a snapshot, as you all know. They take 1 week, a moment in time. Since this snapshot was taken around the week of April the 12th, since then, COVID-19 counts are down by more than 40% since then.
While U.S. gasoline prices have come down from the high seen this summer, they're still clearly weighing on President Biden, who today repeatedly demands for oil companies to charge less. During a meeting of the White House Competition Council, President Biden said, "Last month, the price of oil worldwide is down. We have not seen the lower prices reflected at the pump. Meanwhile, oil and gas companies are still making record profits." According to American Automobile Association data, U.S. oil futures fell 9.2% in August. Gasoline prices during the same month were also down, dipping 9.2%. As Biden noted in his speech, gasoline prices across the country remain uneven. They are substantially higher in western states due to a lack of refining capacity. Biden told reporters, "My message is simple. To the companies running gas stations and setting those prices at the pump, bring down the prices you're charging at the pump to reflect the cost you pay for the product." President Biden's words echo comments he made earlier this year, as average U.S. gasoline prices had surged, hitting more than $5 per gallon in June. The White House expended considerable effort trying to reverse the trend, including massive releases of stockpiled petroleum. Gasoline prices have fallen since that peak by more than $1 on average, helped by the decline in the international oil prices amid the impact of the crisis and speculation about the effects of a global economic slowdown. However, there are also signs that the U.S. gas prices are bottoming out, and they rose slightly last week. For Biden, that risks reviving gas prices as a political issue heading into the midterm elections in November. Friends, the key word for this video is Douglas Lake. If you would like to enter tomorrow's Walmart gift card giveaway, please click and like several of my videos, and then comment below this keyword, which is Douglas Lake, and additional keywords of any video of mine that you watch. And do make sure, friends, that you are subscribed to my channel. Remember, friends, that the more videos that you watch and leave a comment on, the greater your chances of winning these giveaways. Around 650,000 residents of Delaware have received their relief rebate checks from the state. The first round of checks went out to Delaware residents who filed a state tax return in 2020 or 2021. But as many as 150,000 people are still waiting for the rebates to arrive. Finance Secretary Rick Geisenberg told reporters this week, "We estimate that the maximum amount left might be 150,000. I think that's the high end. Because remember, you had to be a Delaware resident on December 31st, 2021. The Department of Finance is now working on getting relief for the next round of individuals who may have been exempt from filing due to income level, pension, Social Security, or 1099 income. State officials have said, using databases, we will send out more checks between now and the middle of October. And my hope is that we could get out another 50 to 100,000 additional checks using those methods. The state suggests that anyone who has not received a check to find out if theirs has been mailed and to review the current criteria for residents who are receiving the second round of rebate. Lawmakers approved a one-time payment of $300 per adult resident to help people deal with rising costs of gas and groceries. So in total, the state is returning about $240 million to Delaware residents. So my friends, please comment below if your state or city has approved new stimulus money. Well, my amazing and marvelous friends, that is the end of my daily stimulus update video for this afternoon. Thank you very, very much for joining me here every day when I post a video. The winner of yesterday's Walmart gift card giveaway is John Moore. Congratulations, my dear friend. To claim your gift card, please check your notifications page and send me an email. Or you can also send me a message on my Facebook page. Thank you, my friends, and have a wonderful and blessed afternoon.
I wish we would pay as much attention to the actual regulators, the folks, by the way, who we have constitutional duty to have oversight of, than those that the regulators are supposed to regulate. Mr. Diamond and Ms. Frazier, I want to give you a very quick, brief moment. Do you comply with U.S. and international sanctions? I think that was what the implication was earlier when you were interrupted. Very quickly.
Absolutely.
Okay. Ms. Frazier?
Absolutely.
Okay. So those are U.S. and international sanctions. Got it. All right. Last time, those of you that are return members and return players, you'll remember I asked everybody what their one issue was that they thought was going to be the biggest barrier. Mr. Moynihan, you said the economy. Ms. Frazier, you touched on cybersecurity. Mr. Sharp, you hit cyber as well. Mr. Diamond, you talked about public policy. And I'd like to give you a moment to clarify that. This is multifaceted, the various elements to that. But if you could just lend a little color to that, I'd appreciate it.
It'd be a pleasure. So public policy, I think America, if you look at the last 20 years, we've grown 2%. It should have been 3%. We should aspire to do more. That lack of growth has hurt, I think, household income by $15,000 or $20,000 by the end of the 20 years. It would have lifted up all of our citizens. It would have paid for a lot of programs we want. We don't strive for growth. If you look like why it wasn't 2%, which is why I was exploring public policy, it's our bad infrastructure planning. It's our inner city school education. It's excess regulation. It's expensive health care. We have the best health care in the world. We also have the most expensive and 50 million uninsured. It's excessive litigation, which is 1% more than the rest of the world. I can go on and on and on. It's mortgages. You want to make mortgages more accessible to minorities and lower mortgages, reduce the burden of regulation. It'll bring down the cost and make it more accessible.
Amen. Amen. And reclaiming my time on that. So here's as a former, long ago licensed realtor and someone whose family is still involved in housing and construction, please, for the love of everything that is holy, do not offer a 50-year mortgage. Okay, this will do nothing, absolutely nothing to build wealth or build equity. All you will be doing is having a long-term rental because you folks are going to be getting all of the interest. So that is, home ownership is the key, and I agree with my friend from New York on this, but it is not just extending payments. We have to get at the root cause of why housing is not affordable. All right, Mr. Diamond, very quickly, you said in your testimony our success and accomplishments are founded on our commitment to our shareholders. Obviously, that seems to have been shifting. I would say the Securities and Exchange Commission and others who have done an about-face on shareholder proposals with new staff guidance and those kinds of things seem to have a different take. I'm curious, how are you balancing as a shift in this? And you've got 15 seconds.
We will still focus on building the best company by serving shareholders, employees, and customers, and we'll have to navigate whatever the new SEC rules are.
All right. Mr. Rogers, we're going to touch on more on mergers. I would, by the way, posit that mergers are more because of Dodd-Frank than greed or nefarious motives. And in fact, I think Mr. Diamond, you on a shareholder call at one point said Dodd-Frank was good for your business with that and that consolidation that was going on. So, Mr. Rogers, would you agree that retail banking is a highly competitive business?
It is, yes, Representative, so
okay.
Very competitive.
And your bank, Truist, is the result of a merger in 2019, correct?
That's correct.
Okay. Do you believe that that merger allowed you to increase or decrease the accessibility to banking for your customers?